All right, good. This is episode 87, and we'll call it 87. Second attempt, sorry. First time, damn. Audio, I don't know. I really don't know what it was. Reset, reboot, and anyway, not your problem. But we're doing it again because it was that bad. Anyway, we open up Stomping Grounds with none other than the man. And you notice that she always has her hair pulled up now. Now that she's thing with Seth. Yeah. So anyway, she gets a straight up match with Lacey Evans. And all in all, I mean, she hung in there more than others. She really did. She did. It was a decent match. But the ending is what sucked. It sucked. Because you had, all of a sudden, the arm is down, Becky cranks it, and instant tap out. I mean, in a way, it's showing the dominance, but really, I'll give it a B. And that's just because I actually started to like Lacey a little bit. Don't repeat that. But she may be a good heel. Maybe I underestimated it. Maybe not. So we do a Baron Corbin interview of such. And he has chosen as referee someone who will be fair and balanced down the middle, call it like they see it, and that's it. And yeah, do you believe him? I don't. So we get the next matchup. Well, is none other than my boy, my favorite male heel for a while. Been for a while. I don't know why. Maybe it says something about me, but KO, full effect. We have KO. We have Sami Zayn, and we got a matchup with Big E and X. And yeah, let's do the damn thing. So it was actually, man, I don't know. It was all right. So I haven't seen a tag match in a while that I just enjoyed. And this one, I just enjoyed. Sorry to adjust my light. And because you had, at one point, X swung through his legs, up, and power bonded from like the backside. Pretty badass. And then we had several close calls. Pretty much it was Xavier and KO. And then you have Big E come in, wreck house a little bit, and but we end with KO catching the stunner on X and getting the win. So, don't let him beat Kofi, but I'm glad to see him win it. Yeah, and this episode is going a little bit faster than the last one. I didn't have technical difficulties. I got it all straightened out. And feel good. So we have Alexa Bliss backstage with Nikki Gross hyping the match up and talking about how, my dreams got shattered. They don't know Bailey like we know Bailey. So, go out there, kick her ass, yada. But then we get the man, the new man, Ricochet, and versus Samoa Joe. And I like the thing I took away from this match, honestly, is they showcase how much Joe sucks. They do. You can noticeably see that Ricochet had to slow down and wait for Joe to catch up for the backhand slap. Joe just can't keep up. He's not what I would call athletic. They made it a decent match because they had him slow down Joe, and Ricochet just took a beating, kind of showcasing toughness. At one point, Coquita clutch on the ropes, and they had him flip over him and then pull him back. So that was pretty awesome. And they had him miss a 630 and then land a 630, 620 maybe. I don't know. I'll do the math in a minute. I don't know. But he hits the second time. The dethroned Fat Boy. And Joe, once again, he's just overrated, overhyped. So I gave this one a B. And I gave it a B because Ricochet was like on the A minus scale, maybe B plus. Joe's usual F. And, it was above average. So I went with a B minus over a C. Give Ricochet some props. He carried it. And he went backstage and he's getting hugs and a standing ovation and hug from Triple H. Everybody just loving him up. And good. So we move into Heavy Machinery. And these guys, this match, I liked it too. Because I joked, their heroes are the Bushwhackers. And it shows kind of how they are, kind of crazy and nutty. But it was good. Most of it was Otis tossing around Brian like a rag doll. And then you kind of have Tucker come in to face Brian, and then Tucker jump a Rowan outside, and then gets sneak rolled up by Brian. And so as Tucker jumps on Rowan outside, and then as he comes back in, Brian kind of rolls him up. I know it was kind of weak explanation, but they took a good match and gave it a crap ending. So that's kind of what it was. You went outside, he came back in, sucker rolled, done. We'll go with it. We have Daniel Bryan pulling off the win. And you kind of figured that would happen. They're not going to have them lose to Heavy Machinery yet, but they wanted to showcase them. And we'll see, man. They're fun. They're funny. I like them. I don't know why. Not my usual cup of tea. And the way they impressed me put me a B plus on it. So, it made me want to go and get a hug. And we roll right into Bayley versus Alexa Bliss for the women's title. And Bliss is still a really solid technical wrestler. Give her a lot of grief for being little. It makes it tough, but she knows her stuff. She pulled a sunset flip outside the ring that was pretty badass. And then, yeah, she did good. But in the end, Bayley flips her into the corner, hits pretty hard, goes to the outside to take out Cross. Why? I don't know. Cross really didn't get involved. And so Bliss takes her out, that sunset flip I was telling you about a little early, and tosses her back in. But as Bliss comes off the top for a twisted Bliss, Bayley flips it, pin, retains, B minus, I'd say. Just because it was kind of short, kind of weak, but I think it was more of a test to see whether or not Bliss could take a beating. She did hurt herself recently, so I think that's what it is. So, in the re-record, so, replay of R-Truth and him losing the belt to an Uber driver that was Hornswoggle. Not really Hornswoggle. It's the English guy who's the 205 GM that he kept calling Hornswoggle. That was pretty awesome. But anyway, they that's neither here nor there. You know how I feel about that gimmicky crap. And we go right into the money. Now, here's what's interesting. Shane does a full intro before McIntyre does his intro. And word on the street, read a little bit this week, that they're not too happy, that is, the wrestlers, since they're not employees, about Shane getting a push. And why? Their ratings are in the gutter. It's like the worst since like 95, 96. I don't think they're accurate just because there's so many that stream. There's so many that, I mean, people borrow people's streams. It's just the reality. People do it. And it's not really, it's just not really accurate, I don't think. But they always think that they can turn around and raise ratings by making themselves visible. Vince tried it. Shane's done it before. Steph did it. But it doesn't work. It's not a proven thing. And it doesn't really work. So, I am going to put, let's see. I didn't put that on mute. Hold on one sec. All right. So they're pissed about his push, and that's I get that. I respect that. It's not that great, honestly. To me, once they draw it out past a few weeks, I'm done with it too. Like, what's the point? It gets old. He's there. He's going to change the rules, and that's it. So anyway, versus Roman Reigns. And what a difference a year makes. Last year, you couldn't stop them from booing Roman Reigns. And now they're all over it. Like, yeah, he's catching standing nose. They're all over him. They're hyping. Anyway, his fake cancer. So, anyway, Roman Reigns, and he beats up on Drew pretty good. But of course, the two of them are cheating, and Roman takes the time to deliver a few Superman punches to Shane, but that gives Drew the upper hand. Takes Roman to a table, to the outside table. Still can't pin the big dog. And then as Roman gets the sure pin, Shane pulls him off, throws the ref outside, and then just starts beating on Roman. It's a pay-per-view. So Shane also thinks that the fact that he could jump from one ring post to the next also means that he is going to increase ring. No. So, he's wrong on that too. So, anyway, Drew's laying there holding this pin for forever. As the ref finally jumps in, Roman kicks out a 2. And then Roman chants, Superman punch, throws Shane out, speared Drew, and Drew gets pinned. And, of course, we have Roman Reigns with the victory, which is nice. And so Shane is weary, and he's, Anyway, storylines played out, and tomorrow, on Monday, apparently, they're going to have a 2-on-1 now. Really? Let it die, Shane. Go home. So we're lowering steel cage, man, because it's a new day. Yes, it is. Dolph versus Kofi. Oh, by the way, Shane match C at best, just because that shit's weak. It's old, and I'm over it. And so immediately, this door to the cage, man, is open. And we get several near falls through it. People climbing off, falling off, but nobody goes. They go to the top once, kind of up, but pretty much the match stayed in the ring. But Dolph is good. Kofi's good. They put on a good show. Probably, I would say I didn't really rate it on here, but probably a B match, man. But the ending is what was awesome. So you have Dolph reaching, getting ready to crawl out, and then Kofi goes catapulting through the ropes over him and just slams himself in the floor and wins and retains. Pretty cool there, I guess. But anyway, so it is what it is. And then we go to our main event. And we'll break 1 second here for our podcast commercial. All right. And so, Corbin out. Who's the ref, man? Who is it? He's going to call it fair and down the middle. Who's it going to be? Any guesses? No. Lacey Evans as the referee. Get the out of here. Seth's in there with the chair. Like, let Becky beat her with the chair. I don't know. But, yeah, smart move, man. You got Lacey, they're not going to hit her with it. They're not going to do it. They're just not. All right, so we got Seth as the chair, so he's not gonna hit her. She's sitting there with her smug ass look, and Corbin pops him from behind, and yeah, that's it. So as Seth gets the advantage and Corbin takes the chair, Lacey, like a ref, can make rules, determines that it's going to be a no count out, and then determines that it's a no DQ. The whole time I'm thinking, Becky, just come in and smack this woman, beat her with a chair in place of Seth, and you're good. But no. Seth even had him at one point with like a 15 count, and Lacey just wouldn't count it. So finally, Lacey pulls a low blow on Seth, and then Becky comes running in. Yes, finally. And then beats the holy hell out of her. Remember, it's no DQ at this point. So then you get Seth hit Corbin, and I mean, he even had a fucking arrow on a chair, and Lacey wouldn't count it. But anyway, so Rollins face stomp. Rollins retains, and excuse me, we end it with the happy couple, hands in the air, pose in front of the ring, and she smacks him on the butt, and she holds the ropes and says, like, well, I guess you are the man. So, that's it. It's a decent pay-per-view for the WWE. Ratings are down, I guess, so they say. Could have done without Shane in there. And the WWE has some work to do to get back to their glory. I think this crossover thing, at first, I was like, yeah, man, everybody back and forth. But it hadn't worked out that way. It's actually hurting them, and it's going to hurt them in the long run pretty badly because they're a wrestler losing airplay, whereas Rusev been. There's a few that aren't getting time. You haven't seen them, and they are losing it. So we'll see how it turns out. But we'll see you guys for episode 88. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.